Here are my full card predictions for UFC Shanghai, which takes place in a couple hours. We're going to start off with Uran Satibaldiev and Dr. Nurgajai. I'm going to go with Uran Satibaldiev to win this fight because, although he lost to Martin Buday, I thought he could have won that fight based on the first round. He was landing some good punches in that round. Round 2, he kind of got clinched up against the fence. In round 3, he almost dropped Martin Buday. And Dr. Nurgajai lost to Brenton Ribeiro, which he is dangerous, but I just thought he didn't look too good in that fight, and I feel like Uran will probably win this one. Zhao Long versus Su Young-Yu. I have Su Young-Yu winning this one. Dominant grappling victory over AJ Cunningham. It's a 30-27. A lot of control time, not many submission attempts. I feel like if somebody has really good takedown defense, they could probably get a knockout win over Su Young-Yu. But I feel like Zhao Long will probably get taken down by him. Yiza versus Weston Wilson. I have Yiza winning this one. Stayed in there with Gabriel Santos. He lost that fight. Was it a 30-27? I think so. But he was competing with Gabriel Santos, who is pretty good, and Weston Wilson got a win over Jeka Sergi, I think it was, which was a while ago, but it was a submission win. But I feel like Yiza will probably get a knockout victory. Michel Pereira versus Kyle Daukaus. See, I'm going to go with Michel Pereira, but there's one thing that's worrying for me, and is if this goes past round 1, will he completely gas? Because against, Abus Magomedov, that was not a very high-paced fight in the first round, and they both looked so tired in rounds 2 and 3. And against Anthony Hernandez, the cardio was even worse for Michel Pereira. But I feel like he could probably put Kyle Daukaus away in the first round. Like, he can just bulldoze some of these guys, but when he gets to more talented guys, I feel like they could probably pull it off and survive the first round. But I'm going to say that Michel Pereira wins this one by stoppage, TKO round 1. Rongju versus Austin Hubbard. I have Rongju winning this one. I'm not sure how, if he'll finish Austin Hubbard. I don't really think so. I think it will probably go to a decision. Had a war with Cody Steele in his last fight. Hubbard, he lost to Markel Medeiros, I think it was, and before it was a loss to Alexander Hernandez. But it was pretty competitive. I'm going to give the edge to Rongju, though. Charles Johnson versus Loner Kavanagh. I'm going to go with Charles Johnson on this one. I know Loner Kavanagh is good, but I feel like I feel like Charles Johnson is probably the right opponent to beat Loner Kavanagh. With his range, I feel like Kavanagh won't really be able to find a KO blow, and I don't feel like going to grappling will be enough like it was against Felipe Dos Santos, so I'm going to go with Charles Johnson to win this one by decision, maybe even a later rounds TKO. Mahashate versus Gage Young. I'm going to go with Gage Young on this one. He fought Evan Elder in his UFC debut, fought Quillen Selkirk on the Contender Series, did all right in that fight. He did okay in the Evan Elder fight, but I'm pretty sure he lost every round. But he did have his best round in round 3. Other than that, I don't have much to say, but I'm going to go with Gage Young by decision. Tailaki Nuaraji versus Kiefer Crosby. I've got Nuaraji winning this one. Again, I'm not sure how, but I've seen Kiefer Crosby lose a couple of times to Kevin Jousset, who got cut a while ago at UFC 312. And he also lost to Sam Patterson, got taken down pretty easily and submitted. I feel like Nuaraji could maybe get this one done by submission, but his range is a problem. Sumadarji versus Kevin Borjas. I have Sumadarji winning this fight. Kevin Borjas looked pretty good in his last fight versus Ronaldo Rodriguez, which I see more of as a fraud check. But I do remember, I hope I'm not getting him mixed up with anyone, but I'm pretty sure he got calf kick TKO'd by Alessandro Costa, which isn't a horrible look, but I don't really like the look of getting calf kick TKO'd at flyweight, so I'm going to say Sumadarji probably gets a decision win. And he is rangy, straight punches at range. Sergey Pavlovich versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think that Sergey Pavlovich will win this fight because, I know we say that Waldo Cortez Acosta isn't good, which he isn't, but he has been winning fights, like over Sergey Spivak. I thought he could have lost that fight, but before that, it was against Ryan Spann. He got a knockout there, but it is against Ryan Spann. And he did lose to Marcos Rogerio de Lima. I don't really like that too much. Who got cut? And what else? I'm not sure what else. But Sergey Pavlovich, yeah, he's kind of fallen off a little bit. I hope he returns to his past self when where he was on a 6-fight knockout streak or something like that. There's levels to this. I know it's crazy to say that only when you get to the top 3 of heavyweight. That just speaks to the heavyweight division of the UFC, but I feel like Sergey's probably going to get this one. Even if he doesn't knock Waldo out, I feel like he'll just keep him back at range like he did with Jairzinho Rozenstruik. And I don't really see Waldo being able to do much on the feet other than leg kicks, which is a big weakness he has himself. So I have Sergey winning this fight, either by KO or decision. Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. I have to go with Aljamain Sterling on this one, just seeing what I saw yesterday at the weigh-ins. Brian Ortega just looking in very bad condition and probably shouldn't be allowed to fight. I know he probably had a really tough weight cut to 145, and he expressed how he wanted to move up. Maybe it would be the right move, but this is a catch weight of 153, and yeah, I'm going to go with Aljo to win this fight, probably by decision. I don't really think he can get a KO or submission. The grappling might cancel out, but I feel like Aljo is the better wrestler. But he will have to be careful about a guillotine if he shoots a double leg or something like that. But in the striking, I feel like Aljo also has it, but I'm going to go with him by a decision. And this is a 5-rounder too, I think. And honestly, that's probably going to be worse for Ortega, so I could see Aljo 49-46, maybe a 50-45. Now we're at the main event, Johnny Walker versus Zhang Minyang. I have Zhang Minyang winning this fight by KO in the first round. I know Johnny Walker can improve. He can throw a jab, stay on the outside and throw leg kicks, but I feel like Zhang will just get to him. I feel like against Johnny Walker, sometimes you can just get to him. He's not fundamentally sound very well. He throws a lot of goofy stuff, but if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. I feel like Zhang will just find that chin eventually in round 1. Leg kicks are good as well, elbows, but I feel like a hook in the pocket, I feel like Zhang Minyang is going to touch Johnny Walker, and that's going to be the end of the fight. But that's going to be my full card predictions. Sorry for getting this video out so late. I'm very tired, as you can tell, and I'll probably miss the fights, but I'll see you later. Goodbye.